Assalamu alaikum, my name is Kamal and I'm going to do a quick demonstration on My Salah Mat. We've had a few questions from customers and we'd like to answer those questions inshallah, and those questions may also help other customers. So this is this My Salah Mat. I've just taken it out of the box. What we would say is to initially just flatten up some of the creases. Every part of this prayer mat is touch sensitive. So you've got from these keys to the feet, knee, also the shin parts, the hands and the head. Okay, they're all touch sensitive. So if it's creased up and it's not flat, then say for example if that was crease and you were pressing that, maybe the key for dua will come on, okay, because it's feeling pressure here from that crease. So that's the first thing inshallah, is if you can just flatten these up, okay. The second thing, this prayer mat, alhamdulillah, has been designed so that a child as young as 3 to a child as old as 7, 8, 9, even 10 can use this. Okay, so it goes from quite a very basic level to quite an advanced level. If you've got a 3-year-old, what you should be trying to do, inshallah, is getting them to understand where to put the feet, the knees, the hands, the face, the head and the nose initially, so that they can practice those, and they can play with some of the keys. The prayer mat does pray 2 rakat salah. Okay, so when you put your feet on the feet part, it will start reciting Al-Fatiha. Now, if you have a 3-year-old, that 3-year-old may want to stop halfway, or they may it's in some ways it's not suitable for them to go through that process just yet. Okay, so but by all means it's really great for them to say press Al-Fatiha and listen to Surah Al-Fatiha. Definitely for them to press the keys for wudu, qibla, etc., and for them to practice where to put the hands and feet. When you start playing 2 rakat salah, the process has to be complete, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, so what I mean by that is your child will put their feet on the feet, and it will start saying Allahu Akbar, and then start reciting Al-Fatiha, then Surah, then Ruku, and after Ruku it will just stop. That time that your child has to go down to sujood position. Now, at the sujood position, some children will put their hands over the hand like this. Okay, my son has done it. My children have done that. Now, this area here is touch sensitive. The palms have to touch these two parts, and the forehead has to touch this part here. Okay, there has to be some form of pressure on there. Once the touch sensitive prayer mat feels that pressure, it will then say Subhana Rabbil Ala, Subhana Rabbil Ala, Subhana Rabbil Ala, and then once the hand is released, it will recognize that it's been released, and then it will say Allahu Akbar. Your child sits down for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then it will say Allahu Akbar. At that moment, your child goes back down to sujood position, with the hands, putting pressure on the hands and the forehead, and it will then recite Subhana Rabbil Ala, Subhana Rabbil Ala, Subhana Rabbil Ala again. Then when the hand is released, it'll say Allahu Akbar, feet back on this position, okay, and then after 2-3 seconds it will then start reciting, it'll say Bismillah Rahman Rahim and then Al-Fatiha, Surah, and you go back to Ruku. After Ruku, again you go back to sujood twice. This time, the second rak'ah, your child will sit down. the pressure points are here, okay? There's pressure points here that will recognize this is the time to play a tashahhud and salawat and give salam. So if there's no pressure here, okay, it won't recognize that. So perhaps your child will need to maybe move a little bit here like this, and it will feel that pressure. In a minute I'll go through it and I'll actually play it, and then it will then say tashahhud, salawat and salam, okay? This does 100% work. It works with children. It works, obviously I've tried it myself. We've had a lot of testing done on this before it went out, you know, alhamdulillah, in order to make sure it works perfectly. One of the visions that we had from the very start was that this wasn't going to be something that parents or guardians would just give to their children and that's it, their job is done. The way we look at this is that this is an aid for parents and children to sit together, and it's an opportunity to sit together and for the parents to be the first people in the child's life to teach them salah. Even if they learned what fajr was, what all of the 5 prayers, what sujood was, even these little things will really have a massive impact on the child, especially for salah, and definitely you know, as they grow up, as they learn more, as they practice more, as they get better at praying salah, and as they get more independent. Everything that I've just spoken about putting pressure on, about making sure that it's flat, making sure that you know, that the child doesn't get bored halfway through and leave the prayer, because that will also affect the prayer being performed. The parent, the guardian, should ensure that the child goes through that, and as like I said before, it might, the process of salah may, you know, I wouldn't teach it to my 3-year-old personally. I wouldn't go through the whole process, because I know what my 3-year-old is like, and she will get bored halfway through it. For me, it's about getting my 3-year-old to be able to put their hands and nose and head together, put their knees on there, put their feet on here, get them to press the buttons and listen to the surahs. That's what I would be initially doing, and getting them used to using it. It's something that the child can grow with, inshallah. So it's not something that the child will play with for a week or 2 weeks or a month. It's something that you will come back to. It's a reference point. So initially you would use it for a day or two because the child's so excited, and the child, you know, all children are the same. They're gonna get bored, and then you put it away. But then you bring it back after a few days, and then the child learns another key, another action, another process, and you know, alhamdulillah, you know, I think it's amazing, and the response we've had is amazing. So thank you everyone for your support, and I hope this has helped clear up a few questions that people may have. The other the very last thing here before I go through the process is that where you say Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha, these are not the prayers. These are not, it's not that you press Fajr and it will play Fajr Salah or Dhuhr Salah. These are keys to explain what Fajr is and how many rakat Fajr has, how many rakat there are in Fajr. But what this process does is it teaches them 2 rakat salah, and hopefully inshallah from that 2 rakat salah they will be able to develop and enhance, advance to the 4 rakat and the 3 rakat, and the parents, inshallah, the parents will be able to teach them how to do that once the child has got the idea of what 2 rakat salah is. So thank you very much for watching this. Jazakallah khair. Please support us. Please tell your friends, family, anyone that you know, inshallah, and make dua for us. Please don't forget us in your duas, and any questions that you may have, please email us and we will respond back to you, inshallah. Thank you very much. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.